Hi everyone, Nancy here. It's September 23, 2019, and I love you too, Father God. I just heard him say I love you. So guys, I'm gonna talk about, okay, guys, I made a video about some abusive pastors who, like church leaders who like to, they like to accost females, because because they can get away with it. And some of the even the people that just attend the church, they like to sexually harass people. So I'm going to like when it comes to the males, right? Like if you're a boy and you're going to a church and you see, like you can see that if you are experiencing some girls or some ladies that are harassing you, like they are sexually harassing you, then it's time for you to leave that church, because in all probability you're not going to be believed. By the way, I think it's going to rain or something because it's really dark outside, and there are some very, very dark and heavy clouds passing by. So anyway, yes guys, so make sure that you leave that church because you will most likely not be believed. And there was when did this happen? Maybe around, I think around 12 years ago. Here in Canada, in Ontario. I'm in the province of Ontario in Canada. I don't know if it's happened all over Canada, if this rule has passed all over the provinces and territories, but there was an incident where a lady tried to accuse a male doctor of sexually, somehow she said that he assaulted her. So I don't know how the story, I'd have to research it again. But I remember it was all over the news that a lady accused a doctor of sexually harassing, not harassing, doing something to her while she was being examined. So it looks like it turned out to be a lie because the doctor didn't get into any trouble. There was, I guess there was an investigation, but it turned out that this lady was just lying. So then the government said, okay, from now on, it's best to, I don't know if it was a rule that was passed or it was just suggested to our male doctors, make sure that you do not have, you're not alone in your examination rooms, because in order to avoid this sort of thing again. So yes, because I remember one time, me and my friend she had to go to a doctor's checkup, and you know, she took me to to her doctor, and I was with her, and I waited for her in the in the waiting room, and a nurse was brought into the examination room with my friend and the doctor, because that at that time, doctors were no longer allowed being in there alone with them, with girls, right? So yeah, so it's kind of crazy, guys, that a patient would accuse a doctor. I mean, of course there are, some doctors who have done not so nice things, but there's not an epidemic of doctors going around doing this kind of thing. So that's why it's very important that it's good that the government told the doctors, make sure that you have somebody else in there with you, and make sure it's a female. Yeah, so now, oh, it is raining. Yeah, so now the doctors are, yeah, so one time I went to see my doctor, but my doctor was not there. He was away, and there was another doctor there, right? And so when I went into the examination room, the doctor said, because of the new rules, do you feel comfortable being in here with me? And I said, yeah. And he says, are you sure you don't want to have a nurse come in here? And I said, no, that's okay. And so the poor doctor, but you know what, guys? Even in a case like that, in my mind, I was thinking to myself, this doctor is such an honest person. I feel bad. Oh, it's raining. It's raining like crazy. I feel bad. You can't see it, but I can see the rain now. But maybe in a few minutes you'll be able to see it. Depending on how hard it starts to rain, you might be able to see it. So, and you see, guys, right now it would be ideal for me to be out there and record because the bees won't come and bother me. But anyway, in my mind I was thinking to myself how terrible I felt for this doctor, because he was being so nice and honest. He was really sweet. I could see in his spirit. He was a very sweet, honest person. But in the case, it shouldn't be that he should be asking anybody, do you feel comfortable, or are you sure you don't want me to bring a nurse in here? They should not be even asking that, because what if there's a lady in there that they have in there, and the doctor says, "Are you sure you don't want me to bring somebody else in here?" And that lady says, "No, it's okay." And then she accuses him of something. You see? So the doctors need to be more careful. They're being honest, but the thing is, their honesty can still get them into trouble because of some people out there who will take advantage of their sweet personality, you know? So that's why in my mind, I was feeling so bad when this doctor asked me, "Are you sure you don't want me to bring a nurse in here?" And I said, "No, I'm okay." I felt bad because I'm like, please, Lord, don't let this doctor become a victim of a horrible accusation. You know, so I don't think anything happened, but you know, that's that's an example of something that doctors should not be placing themselves in because of, you know, some girls out there, some ladies, you know, they might want to accuse them. So yeah. So anyway, so when it comes to going to a church, guys, don't be alone. You know what? I wouldn't be if I was a guy. I wouldn't nowadays. You know, in these times, um, especially like preachers, people that have some kind of a position. Like for example, sometimes like in churches, like I'm Catholic, so it doesn't happen in the Catholic church, but I learned that in other faiths, you know, outside of the Catholic Church faith, pastors will sometimes have the people that attend their churches, they will have meetings, like one-on-one meetings with the people that attend their churches. For whatever reason, they'll have a meeting with a person, and they will have meetings either with a male, which is okay, or a female. And they will have those meetings there by themselves with those females. Oh, I see a rainbow. You can't see it. From here, you can't see it, guys. It's above. Okay, I'm going to lift up the camera. I'm going to lift up the camera, but guys, my windows, those washers, the window washers haven't been here, so the windows are like dusty outside and they have spots and stuff, so it's kind of difficult to see. And okay, so the rainbow, oh, sorry guys. Oh, my camera just popped up again. Okay, so the rainbow is way okay, where's the rainbow? It's very faint, so you can't see it. You won't be able to see it. The rainbow is right here. This is the rainbow. But you can't see, I don't think you can see the colors. I don't think so. So, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, what I learned, hold on guys, I'm gonna have to try and adjust this tripod. Okay, there we go. Look at the streets, they're all wet now. Anyway, so what I learned, guys, is yeah, it's not a good idea for pastors to be holding meetings with any female alone. You don't do that. Because in these times, guys, when there's all kinds of things are coming out with accusations, you just don't do that. And even before the times when these accusations were coming out, it's not a good idea. It is not a good idea to be alone, like a priest or a pastor or any kind of a church leader, to be alone with a female in a setting like that, where they're like in a meeting, like the pastor will say, or the priest will say, well, the priest, like I said, priests don't do that, but it's not a practice in the Catholic Church, so I will leave the Catholic Church outside. But in churches where the pastors will have a meeting with one of their female attendees, they want to talk to them about something, like maybe the pastor has been counseling that lady or that girl about something. And then the pastor will say, okay, come and talk to me after the service at such and such a time, and so we can discuss more. I can help you with more counsel. That is well-meaning, but not a good idea. It is well-meaning, but not a good idea. Because there are some females out there, guys, who will take advantage of that situation and accuse the pastor of something and get that pastor in trouble, and then put that pastor in a lot of trouble, make them go through things until they find out, until the authorities find out that it was just a lie. And in some cases, if the girl is believed, then that pastor will go to jail. You understand? So this is the kind of thing that people that are in positions of authority, they need to avoid that. You cannot be placing yourself in a situation where you can get into trouble. I forget who it was who said this, but who was it? I forget who it was. I was listening to a pastor speaking, and he said that Billy Graham, he never ever allowed himself to be alone with a female, ever. And you know what happened, guys? Okay, this pastor that was explaining this thing about Billy Graham, he said that Billy Graham, he was explaining that Billy Graham said that he would never be alone with a female unless his wife, if it's not his wife, he was not going to be alone with any female. So this pastor continued to explain that one time Mr. Billy Graham was at some place. I guess he was doing one of his conferences, one of the services, and he was going to his hotel, and him and his wife they got to the hotel, they went up to the floor, whichever floor it was, to reach their room, and as soon as they got to the door, Mr. Graham told his wife, "You open the door and you go in first." So she opens the door, walked in, and Mr. Graham was still outside in the hallway. And the wife walked into the room, and Mrs. Graham saw a naked lady on their bed and a whole bunch of reporters and cameras waiting there to take pictures of Mr. Graham and the naked lady on the bed. So they were going to take pictures of Mr. Graham walking into the room and naked, and take pictures of the lady on the bed naked. So you see how they were trying to damage his reputation and completely destroy him? So the people that saw the lady, the wife, Mr. Graham's wife walked in instead of him, they were shocked because they expected to see Mr. Graham, whom they wanted to destroy, instead of the wife. What a smart thing to do. So for you guys out there that are listening to this, even if you're not a preacher, but especially if you're a preacher, make sure that if you have a wife or a girlfriend, that you have your wife or your girlfriend with you. Make sure that you have your wife or your girlfriend with you at all times whenever you're going to be dealing with another female. So for you preachers and you leaders who are going to be counseling a female, hold on. I think my cat is hungry, but I gave her a whole bunch of food. Hold on, guys. I'm going to have to go check. I'll be right back. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I won't keep you waiting long. Just a minute. I'll be back just a minute. Okay, guys, I'm coming back. I'm back now. She did have food, but she had eaten half of it. She eats kibble, and she has her wet food, but she had eaten half of her kibble, so I put more because sometimes... Oh, I'm so tired, guys, because I was running. Because sometimes my cat, she won't eat unless her bowl is completely full. Sorry, guys, I'm out of breath. So, yes, guys, so even in the case of, so I put her some more food. So even in the case, sorry, guys, I'm still out of breath because I was running and back and forth. So even in the case if you are going to be counseling a female, make sure that you have, like, you don't bring that girl or that lady into your office by yourself. Make sure that you can make it so that your wife or your girlfriend can be there with you while you counsel these people. And you have to also make an announcement every single time you are going to, like, if there's a new person at the church that you're working at, when a new person comes, and you can tell them, you can say, look, I do counseling, but I don't counsel by myself. My wife or my girlfriend is here. They're going to be present. So if you're okay with that, that's how I work. But if you're not, then I can suggest somebody else to you. Okay, so you never counsel females by yourself. And if you don't have a wife or a girlfriend or a fiance, you make sure that you have another person, another female there that you trust. Somebody that, oh, there's the rainbow. Hold on a minute. Oh, there's the rainbow, but you can't really see it, guys. You can't see it. Let me try and hold on a minute. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Nelly, there's the rainbow. There's the rainbow over here. Really? Over here on this side. Don't look up when you can see. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, for those of you guys who don't know me yet, it's unconventional when you do videos and you kind of interrupt yourself. That this is the way I work. I'm just, oh, there's 1, 2, 3 rainbows. Hold on a minute. 2. Oh, there are 2 rainbows. Oh, look. Okay. Oh, look at that. 2 rainbows. Just a minute. Hold on. There are 2 rainbows. Yeah. Okay, Uma, you stay there. I gotta go record. Stay right there, Mikey. Okay, guys. I just had to tell my mother there are 2 rainbows. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the camera up again and see if I can help you guys see it. Hold on a minute. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you see it? I can see it from here. Okay, that's one rainbow. That's the one at the bottom. And the one at the top, you can barely see it, but you can see it, like, it's barely notable right here. Right there. Right there. Right there. Can you see? Yeah. Oops. Hold on a minute. Okay, can you see it? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. My camera was focusing and focusing. Okay, guys, so hold on a minute. Oops. Oh, I'm trying to... Okay, my camera... I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to... trying to see the whole rainbow, but I can't really see it too much. Yeah, because my window... Okay, there's focusing and unfocusing, and... If I pan any more to the right, you're not going to be able to see it. You see that thing there? That's the curtain, so... Yeah, that's the curtain. So yeah, I'm so glad that I was able to show you the rainbow, and then there's the other one over there. Where'd it go? Hold on a minute. Yep, you can barely see it though. Yeah, you can barely see it. Oh, my neck is getting tired. Whoa! Sorry, guys. Okay, guys, my neck is getting tired, so... Oh, okay. Oh, just a minute, guys. See, I have to fix the... Whoops! The tripod, I'm gonna... Whoa. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, hold on a minute. That's not how I had the camera. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm gonna move over. Oh, it's so hard moving with this tripod, guys. Okay. Oh, my neck. It's hurting me because my neck was like just hanging there backwards, you know? Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so if you don't have a wife or a girlfriend or a fiance, make sure that you get a female from your church, from the church that you are pastoring at, a female that you have known for a while and that you can trust, and somebody that would defend you if anything. Okay? So that's my strongest suggestion. Do not be alone with any females, even if you're not even in your office. And if you're just in the church, and everybody's already gone, make sure that your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance or that trusted lady is with you in the church. If there are going to be other females left, like if there's going to be one girl or lady left in the church and you're there talking to them, make sure that you're not alone. Make sure that there's another female with you. Okay? Because especially in these times where accusations are being thrown at men and guys, and you know, A lot of false accusations. Guys, you know, Brett Kavanaugh, he was innocent from the very beginning. I saw directly in his soul. Not one accusation against him was true. Not one. And not even the one that has come. See, today is September 23, 2019. There has been, you guys, you guys have already heard, okay? There has been another accusation that has come against them. That one is false also. Okay? The moment those accusations began against Brett Kavanaugh, before it all went to court, I saw in his spirit, I saw in him, he was completely innocent. And I knew that he was going to be found innocent. But I also knew that he was going to be put through a horrific time. And that's exactly what happened. He was put through a horrific time just to try and to destroy him. Because why? Because he's a righteous man. And the devil didn't want him there. God wanted him there. And now he is there. God made sure that, Donald Trump made sure that a Brett Kavanaugh was put in that position. Because Brett Kavanaugh is a Christian person. And so the devil was coming at him through all forms, every kind of way. The most horrible accusations came against him. But they didn't work. And now there's another one. It's not going to work. It's going to come to nothing. It's going to come to nothing. And God is going to deal with the people who have been coming against him like this. Okay? So, yeah. Just make sure. So anyway, so when, make sure, like, even if you are not a preacher or anybody in authority, right? If you're like a deacon or a person who, like an usher, and if you work in the church, but you're not a leader, do not be alone with a female. And you know what? In the one video that I made, guys, where I was getting, where I was explaining about all the sexual harassment that I was going through, and I said, I won't allow somebody who is not related to me, like my father or my brother or my uncle, to hug me, right? But doesn't mean that, like, if I know of a friend that I've known a long time, a male friend, that I'm not going to hug that friend, but I'm going to give that friend a side hug, right? I'm going to give, there used to be a time when I used to give body, full body hugs, when I was a teenager, but no, not anymore. Because now, like, for me, it's a different thing now. Like, I just find that a side hug, give your friend a side hug, that's better. I just find it's more appropriate to give a side hug. And in some cultures, it's not appropriate for the females and the males to give a hug, even a side hug. And that's, I respect that. That's perfectly good. That's good. I respect that very much. But in other cultures, they hug not out of disrespect, but it is part of the culture to hug. It is a part of the culture to hug. There is no disrespect in that. But in North America, okay, where it's a little bit different here in North America, where there are people who take advantage of hugs to sexually harass you. So like I said, I was giving my explanation about the sexual harassment that I went through in so many churches, guys. I went through so many churches, and every single one, there was a sexual harassment. It was so crazy, right? So that's what I was talking about what happened to me. But when it comes to the guys, like I said, don't let any females hug you. Don't let them hug you, because some females think, oh, he's a guy, they're used to girls hugging them, they won't mind, and because they won't mind, because they're a guy, they won't mind, let me give them a hug. But I'm going to give them a hug that's intentioned only because I have a crush on them, so I'm going to give them a different kind of a hug, and I really like them, so I'm going to hug them this way, and yeah, because I like them. That's an unhealthy hug. Okay, so that's an unhealthy hug. So for you guys, don't let girls hug you. Just don't let girls hug you. Because, like, if you're going to go to a church, I know that maybe that's going to be a little bit hard, because you might be attending a church where where hugging is customary, and then all of a sudden you no longer want to hug anybody, and they're going to be like, what's the matter with you? And it's going to be difficult for you to say, well, I've now changed the way that I greet people. I would much rather just shake your hand. You can say that to them. Get bold. Just don't even develop the boldness. That's going to take time. Just get bold and say, well, I've changed the way that I deal with people, with females, and I just prefer to give hugs. I just prefer to shake your hand. And just give a lightly firm handshake. Not a strong handshake. Give a lightly firm handshake. Because just because you're a guy doesn't mean that you want every female hugging you. No, you have respect for yourself, and you don't want just girls walking up to you hugging you just because they think you're a guy. You're not gonna mind just any girl walking up to you hugging you. No, that doesn't work like that. It doesn't work that way. You have feelings and emotions, and you respect yourself. You do have a say as to who you want hugging you and who you want touching you. You have a say as to who you want walking up to you and placing their hands on your shoulder. You have a say as to who you want walking up to you and putting their arm around you, hugging you from the back, like walking up beside you and placing their arm around you so that, they're hugging your arm, you're hugging you from the back. You have a say as to who does anything to you because you have a personal will that, you want people to respect your will. You want people to respect who you are. And just because you're a guy doesn't mean that you are accepting of any female just coming up to you and hugging you. So if it's not your mom or your grandmother or an aunt or your sister or your cousin, your great grandmother or your great aunt or your great aunt, unless they are family, you just don't want anybody coming up to you and hugging you just because you're a guy. You see, there's a misconception that people think that because you're a guy, then, oh, it's okay, I can just walk up to him and I can just give him a hug. He won't mind. No, he will mind because he respects himself and he wants people to respect him. So if you're a boy, make sure that you make it clear to people that you don't want people just walking up to you and hugging you because, number one, they don't have your permission to do that. And just like, if somebody just ambushes you with a hug, then make it clear to them and say, this is not something that I appreciated. Please don't do that again. Just say, I don't like people hugging me. So please do not do that again. I'm going to come right back. My camera's at 27 minutes.